Tonight, parents across Hamilton County are questioning how leaders in education and government are making decisions about funding their children's schools. Good evening. I'm Kim Chapman.
And I'm Joshua. The Signal Mountain mayor says he and the superintendent agreed to certain conditions to keep Signal schools from splitting from the district. Catherine Marchand joins us now with what those terms were and why parents are upset. Catherine.
Well, Kim, Josh, Mayor Chris Howley says well before last week's public meeting, he and Superintendent Dr. Brian Johnson agreed that if they dropped the issue of separation, Signal Mountain schools would see upgrades. He says he was later told by HCDE that wouldn't happen. Now parents are concerned about how the people in charge are handling a possible split.
I just felt like we were really on a good path toward finding some common ground to help our students up here and in the county.
Signal Mountain Middle High mom Jackie Benkert walked away from the public meeting between Hamilton County Schools and the Signal Mountain Town Council on Thursday feeling positive. But tonight, a letter from Mayor Chris Howley is leaving a bad taste in her mouth. Howley writes that before that meeting, HCDE agreed to provide Signal Mountain schools with 2 art and a STEM teacher and funding for busing to off-campus extracurriculars if the Signal Mountain Separation Committee was disbanded.
I don't know where that list came from or under what authority he has to make any kind of negotiations with Hamilton County.
Howley says just before last week's meeting, school officials backed out of the agreement because they hadn't had public input. But Benkert wonders why that hadn't come up weeks or even months before.
I don't think the committee has been engaged, at least not to the extent where we can sit down and discuss what the physical needs are of the schools or of the staffing or anything.
And it's not just Signal Mountain parents who are questioning the process.
I think the concern is not that they're asking for these things, but why these particular things? Is this what families want? Would this make sense for the students there? Would this make sense for the families?
Kimberly Mathis has 2 daughters at Rivermont Elementary, 1 at CSAS. She says she's not opposed to Signal Mountain getting more resources to stay in the district, but she says if deals are being made behind closed doors, something needs to change.
I want to make sure that how we're deciding to do that, who gets what when, is a clear process and is a fair and equal process for all the students in Hamilton County.
Dr. Johnson says no promises were made in meetings with Signal Mountain officials. He says, quote, the last thing needed at this point is for Signal Mountain officials and HCDE officials to get behind closed doors and do unto the community. Kim?
Catherine, thank you very much. Hamilton County is planning another public meeting with parents and the community on Signal Mountain. We're working to find out when that will take place.